बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद. Our dear and esteemed Professor Dr. Anwar Sadat, Director IQAC, our esteemed faculty members, particularly the first UG BA Arabic class counselor for this academic year, Dr. M.R. Tamim Ansari, our beloved fresh students to this course. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Let us begin this program today with the Qiraat. I request now our Professor Dr. Tamim Ansari to recite Qiraat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العظيم.
Alhamdulillah, today with us is our esteemed Professor Dr. Anwar Sadat, the Director of IQAC of this prestigious college, the New College. Today's topic for our students is importance of learning English language. Dear students, I want to give you a brief introduction to this program. Our esteemed Professor Dr. Anwar Sadat is well experienced and highly educated Professor of English Department, active staff member and dedicated staff member rendering services to the teaching and more particularly the student community of our college. Dear students, please remember there are 6 UNO recognized languages. Out of the 6 languages, you are alhamdulillah fortunate, the BA Arabic students, that you are going to study both 2 languages, that is one Arabic, 2 English. Out of the 6 UNO recognized languages, the world recognized languages, Arabic and English you are going to learn. The Arabic language is being taught through the medium of English. Now you have got a lot of opportunity of employability in particularly in the area of translation from English to Arabic and Arabic to English, inshallah. So a lot of scope and opportunities are available in this field. Now, your Professor Dr. Anwar Sadat Saab is going to address you the importance of learning English language. I welcome Dr. Anwar Sadat Saab and I request all our students to listen carefully the advices and instructions which are going to be delivered by Dr. Anwar Sadat Saab. By learning both these languages, inshallah, you will have very great scope in your life, inshallah. With these words, I conclude my introductory remark, and now I request Dr. Anwar Sadat Saab to begin his address. Jazakumullah Hassan, shukran. Assalamu alaikum.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the liberal introduction of me. I'm very happy to be part of this program. I'm very grateful to Ibrahim sir, the head of the Department of Arabic, and Dr. Tamim Ansari, and other faculty members for inviting me to this bridge program for the students of BA Arabic. And I'm equally delighted to speak to students belonging to one foreign language about another foreign language. So to begin with, I would say I would tell all the young students, my dear students, please remember that those who are pursuing one foreign language will find it really easy to master another foreign language. So you are really privileged, as Ibrahim sir very clearly noted. You are really privileged to study 2 very important globally recognized languages. In terms of the number of people speaking each language, you might have already understood that Arabic is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. And more importantly for us Muslims, it is the language of our holy book Quran, and it becomes even more shall we say interesting for us to learn this. English, of course, as you know, English is the global link language, and English is like a passport, okay, right? English is like a passport. You can talk to anybody anywhere in the world if you have this passport, anyone across the world. And once you become proficient in these two languages, I tell you, it is almost equal to conquering the world, okay, right? And your education will become meaningful only if you become proficient in both these languages. Okay, since you are Arabic students, I am telling you that Arabic language is of great importance in today's world. And as all of you know, the Arab world is playing a very important an important role in the entire world. Therefore, Arabic is very crucial for your success. Anyway, I would begin this very short presentation, maybe about half an hour, with a few fundamental things. Primarily, I wanted to tell you that you have come to the third level of your education, that is college level education. This college level education is called by two other names. One is tertiary level education, TERTIARY, tertiary level education. Tertiary means third level education. First is primary, then secondary, then you have come to the third level, okay, right? And another name used to refer to this level of education is higher education, okay, right? And remember that you are really very privileged, okay, for several reasons. One privilege is that opportunity to you have got an opportunity to pursue higher education. That is, you have to be grateful to Allah for that, okay. Secondly, you have joined the largest Arabic department in India, okay, and no other Arabic department is as big as our Arabic department in the new college. And one more very special thing about Arabic department in our college is that the entire faculty of Arabic department, have the highest qualification in their subject. Okay? And you can say that this is the only department in the new college in which all faculty members hold PhD degree or doctorate degree. So, mashallah, you're really fortunate. Now, the responsibility is on you. I should also remind you that you think of the students who studied with you in your early classes, primary school, okay, your classmates in the primary school. How many of your primary school classmates were able to come to this level of education? You must be grateful to us. Okay. So let us begin expressing our gratitude. You need to express your gratitude. Be thankful to the Almighty for everything that you have got. And most importantly, the Almighty has given you an opportunity to pursue higher education. Therefore, take it very seriously. This opportunity is available only to very rare gems like you. Okay? Don't waste this opportunity. This opportunity is deprived, to or denied to many people. There are, all over the country, if you check the gross enrollment ratio to higher education, less than 40% of our Indian students who are passing higher secondary are able to go to college due to many reasons, okay, several reasons, okay. So you are very fortunate in several respects. And one very important step in higher education is that when you enter higher education, you are likely to face many challenges, okay. The most important challenge probably is that you need to have a different study skill, to succeed in college, okay. Like unlike schools, the way in which teaching learning is conducted in the college is quite different, okay. Therefore, you need to have study skill. How to succeed in college, you need to know. Second thing is that, a college level graduate or a UG graduate, by the time you come out of this college as a graduate, you are expected to be proficient in, of course, in your subject or in your language. You are also expected to be proficient in English language, because if you are proficient in English language, you will become more employable, okay, right? Because many jobs available to Arabic graduates require proficiency in English. Therefore, English is of paramount importance for you students. Okay. It is important for all because we are living in an age of globalization where the company where you are going to work, for the organization where you are going to work, may have people from different states in India, sometimes different countries in the world. Since you are Arabic graduates, imagine you are working in a company in Saudi Arabia or in Dubai or in Bahrain or any other Middle Eastern country. Your co-workers may be from any countries in the world. Okay, there may be Arabs, there may be non-Arabs, and there may be people from different continents in the world. The only link language between them is English. Okay, you can master English. First, believe that you can master English. Okay, believe that you can master English. You can just look at your own teachers. Like Dr. Tamim Ansari and myself. Both of us are from rural background. We have studied in very ordinary schools in India, and we were able to qualify ourselves and come to this level of teaching in a college in Chennai city. This was possible because of our sheer hard work and communication skills. Okay. Communication skills, I have come from a remote village in Kerala in the year, about 22 years back, I have come to Chennai, from a remote village in Kerala. Okay. When I came to Chennai, I was just wondering, will it be possible for a boy from a remote village in Kerala to impress upon people in a metropolitan city, particularly a college of this repute? I was just wondering, but when I entered the interview room, I was able to impress them. I was able to impress them only through my language skills, only through my communication skills. I was able to converse with them. I was able to convey all my ideas to them. So therefore, communication skills mean if you become proficient in any language, all your ideas, each one of you have got enormous amount of ideas in you. All these ideas may be, transferred to others. Others will understand you. Okay, so the clarity with which you convey ideas depends on your language skills. So in English language, what exactly is that you have to master and how should you master it? This is what I wanted to tell you today. Any language, language acquisition is a process which normally happens at a very early age. See, imagine the way in which you have learned your own mother tongue. Okay, that was a very natural way of language learning. Okay, if you place any child in any linguistic community, in a few months or in a few days, this child will start talking that language. Okay, now imagine you are born in England and you are raised in England. It is quite natural that you will start speaking English because all around you will hear English language and you will definitely learn that language. That actually is the normal process of language learning. This is one way of language learning. That is, you live in the midst of the members of a linguistic community and you listen to them continuously. Automatically, you will start speaking. Okay, right? Now, many cases you can cite for this. If you are able to live in a linguistic community, you can start imbibing that language. Second way of language acquisition is by deliberate learning, deliberate mastery of that language, by attending classes, by taking your own efforts. This also is another way of learning the language. Okay, this second way is that what I wanted to tell you. Okay, English language is not a very tough language to master. I think, in my opinion, compared to Arabic language, it is much easier. Okay, even compared to Tamil language or any other Indian language, Hindi and all that, English is much easier. Okay, English is much easier. Therefore, first believe that you will be able to master English language and take some very basic steps. Okay, very basic steps. So these basic steps include, developing a regular relationship with the language. Okay, how can you develop a regular relationship with the language? As a learner, as a person who wants to be good in English, every day you need to spend some time listening something in English. Okay, listening to something in English. It may be a speech, it may be songs, or it may be, shall we say, a lecture, it may be anything. It may even be news in the TV, anything. You have to spend some time listening to somebody speaking English. It may also be attending your English classes very regularly. Your English classes and your teachers who are teaching English language will be talking to you in English. Okay, that also is a listening. Okay, so listen to English on a daily basis. Whenever you get an opportunity, speak a little bit of English, even if it is full of one word expressions and two word expressions. It is also okay, no issues. Okay, you have to use some English words. Okay, there are many opportunities. I'll come to that point. And third thing is that you have to read something in English. It may be the newspaper, some reports. If you like sports page in the newspaper, you read that sports section. Or if you have the smartphone and you can access so many newspapers on your mobile phone, you can read that. Or if you have any books in your home which is written in English, you can try to read those books. And any kind of material like that, you can read. And last and very important thing is that writing. Okay, writing is of paramount importance, because writing is the way in which it is through your writing that you will be evaluated. Okay, right? When you write examinations, you are making a lasting impression about you through writing. Writing is probably the most difficult in the four skills in English language: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Writing is the last but not the least one. It is very, very important. Okay, right? So in writing, what you need to do is that every day you keep a notebook exclusively for writing or expressing your views, expressing your there is a book called Journal. Journal is a notebook in which you write your reflections every day. Okay? Every day at the end of the day, you sit for some time, write a paragraph on what has happened to you, what you thought about that day, or what you have learned that day. So some writing should happen every day. I tell you that if all these things are happening, even if it is at a minimum level on a daily basis, definitely you will master this language very easily. And I can assure you, sir, I can guarantee that in 3 months you can see a visible change in your language skills. But only condition is that every day, not even a single day, you should leave without listening to something English, speaking a little bit of English, even if it is 1 or 2 words here and there, it's okay. And reading something written in English, writing at least one paragraph or a few sentences, these things you can practice. So language acquisition means any language for that matter. Every language need to be first learned, in this pattern: listening first, speaking next, reading, and then writing. These are the 4 skills in any language. All languages are to be. So first step you need to focus on. For example, listening involves 2 problems. Okay, when you try to listen, for example, if you search YouTube, you will find a lot of speeches by very famous people with very big subtitles. Okay, so that there will not be a problem for you to catch words. The main problem in listening is that we may not even be able to catch the words. That problem can be solved if you turn on the subtitles. Okay, right? If you turn on the subtitles, you can there are many speeches on the internet with very big subtitles. Okay, you will not miss any word. Okay, so first challenge is catching the words. Second challenge is understanding the meaning. So if you understand what a person speaks in English, that ability is what we call listening comprehension. Okay, listening comprehension. Okay, ability to understand when someone speaks this language is what we call listening comprehension. Okay, this skill is what you have to acquire first. You have to focus on listening in the first few days. Okay, that is probably 1 week full you focus on listening something in English, and definitely you will not know. Automatically there will be some changes taking place in you. Automatically there will be some changes taking place in the sense that even without your own knowledge, you will be mastering the language. You will be mastering certain skills in English language. Okay, without your own knowledge, without your own understanding, you may be learning many things. Okay, that is one thing that you can do. So listening is the first skill that you have to master. Then the next skill, listening. To improve listening, if you ask me what is a shortcut method to improve listening, I would tell you that there is no shortcut. Keep on listening. Keep on listening to people talking English. Even my speech you are listening now, this itself is an exercise in listening. Okay, so you will definitely learn a lot when I speak English. Okay, Likewise, you try to listen some Americans speaking English, or you try to speak some British people speaking English, some other state people speaking English. Try to listen to our politicians and our leaders speaking English. Okay, it will be quite interesting. You listen to some news channels like Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is actually has got two versions. There is an Arabic channel as well as an English channel. You listen to the English channel, they use very neutral kind of accent. It's very easy to understand. Okay, so it's an international channel. It'll give you global news. At the same time, they use a neutral English accent. Okay, that is a very positive thing for you. So the shortcut to mastering listening skill is listening, listening, listening every day. Okay, that is the shortest method. Second thing is that, and second skill is speaking skill. You have to start speaking slowly in the sense that start with one word expressions. If you ask me what is the smallest expression in English, you can say that it is no and yes. Okay, that is, how many times you get an opportunity to use yes and no in your life. You think of that. Okay, every day we get innumerable number of opportunities to say yes and no. So instead of telling it in your own language, try to tell it in English. That is a training for English speaking skills. Likewise, there are so many single word expressions in English. The most prominent such words are please, for example. Okay, how many opportunities do you get every day to use please? Okay, you can request your teacher, sir, please show me the textbook. Okay, please give me this, or please give me that. Okay, so there are innumerable number of opportunities to use the word please. Okay, for you. And there are innumerable opportunities for you to use words like sorry and thank you. Okay, these three words, please, sorry, and thank you, are I would tell you that they are the foundation stones of spoken English. Okay, you start using these three words plus yes and no, 5 words every day. That will be the starting point of your spoken English. Please means whenever you request something, even if it is a very flimsy, very unimportant request, starts asking, please give me that, please do this. Okay, please excuse me. Okay, right. So please make it please use please. That's what I wanted to tell you. Okay, and second word is sorry. How many mistakes do we commit? Very small mistakes to major mistakes. Okay, whenever you feel that you have made a mistake, we are all human beings. There's a very famous poet in English who says that to err is human, to make mistake is human, to forgive divine. Okay, so it is quite natural for people to commit mistakes, but you have to beg forgiveness. You have to ask forgiveness. For us Muslims, we have to not only ask forgiveness from people, we have to also ask forgiveness from Allah. That is why we immediately after every prayer we say astaghfirullah, 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 and all that. Very often we repeat astaghfirullah. Okay. And we in all prayers, if you think of all our Islamic prayers, one very regular component in all our Islamic prayers is seeking forgiveness. Okay, seeking forgiveness. As human beings, we may have committed many mistakes knowingly or unknowingly. So every every supplication that we make involves seeking forgiveness. Okay, so but even in English culture, a little bit of English culture is there, in this. An Englishman never requests anything without using please. And an Englishman, begs forgiveness or says sorry whenever he makes or she makes any mistake. Okay. Likewise, another very important expression in English is expression of gratitude. Thanks. Okay. Now you can say thanks in several ways. For example, you can simply say thanks to your friends and others. If it is a formal thing, you can say thank you. You can say thank you very much. If you want to be a little more informal, you can say thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay. The very way in which you utter should convey the meaning. Suppose you say very bluntly, you can say thank you. It will not make any sense. Your thank you should really express the feeling of gratitude. Okay, it should come from your heart. Okay, the way in which you utter that word, your facial expression, your body posture, everything at the same of thank you should express your gratitude. Okay, that is how thank you should be. Likewise, when you say sorry, you can simply say sorry. You can say I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, I beg your pardon. So many ways of saying sorry are there. Okay, so first start with one word expressions. Okay, like beautiful, interesting, sorry, please, thanks, and yes, no, and so many words are there. Okay, so sometimes there are many occasions when you can use this one word. There are many such one word expressions. Make a collection of one word expressions through which you can convey ideas. Okay, wherever you get an opportunity, use that. Likewise, slowly increase the number. You can use two word expressions. For example, you can use three word expressions, and two word expression means thank you is a two word expression. Okay, I am sorry is a three word expression. Okay, right. Can you call me later? Can you call me later? It's a five word expression. Okay, okay. Can I come now? Can I come now? It's a forward expression. Okay. Likewise, you try to arrange this small expression. Make a list of the small expressions. Okay. Your English teacher will help you. If you want, you can also approach me. I will also help you in this matter. So make a big list of one word expressions, two word expressions, three word expressions, four word expressions, and after you compile these short expressions and start using them, slowly increase the length of your sentence, start speaking. Okay, you will definitely, I tell you, in a few months, if you practice this, you will be able to speak in your department meetings, you will be able to speak in your classrooms. Okay, you can tell things in English. That will be possible. And the third thing that I wanted to tell you is reading is probably a kind of a big investment for all students. Okay, see, what if you ask me what is the biggest investment that students have to make for themselves, I would tell you that reading is the biggest investment that you have to make. You may invest money in shares and all that, but the real investment is for your future is reading books. Okay, reading, what happens when you read? Okay, when you read, your mind becomes alert. Okay, that is the first thing that happens. Your brain becomes activated. Okay, a reading person and a non-reading person, if you take the scan of their brain, you can really understand if whether the brain is whether there is any difference in the brain. Okay, a reading person's brain will be vibrant and active. Okay, because reading, unlike viewing something. Okay, unlike for example, uh, for example, there is a novel. You have option of reading the novel or watching the video version of that novel. Okay, right? If you are watching the video version of the novel, it will make an impact, of course. But if you're reading that book, the amount of impact that this book can make in you is tremendous. Okay, so reading will activate your brain. In reading, there are two challenges. First thing is that you must be able to spell out those words. Okay, that is, you must be able to pronounce those words. You must understand which word is this. Okay, how is it pronounced? Okay, that you need to know. Second challenge is that understanding the meaning. Okay, so this problem can also be solved by starting to read books for children first. Okay, you start reading books meant for very elementary level students. The stories and books and things, textbooks and everything meant for small children. If you start reading, it will definitely be easy for you. Okay, slowly you increase the speed. You come to this level. You must come to a level. When you study UG, you must be at a level where you can understand anything written in English. Okay, so that much skill you have to acquire. Reading maketh a man really wise. That is, a very famous statement made by Francis Bacon, an English essay writer and thinker. He says that, real wisdom comes from reading. Okay, you will become a wise man if you start reading. All your opinions will become, really great if you start using reading. If you don't read, those opinions will become very ordinary opinions. Okay, you will become an intellectual, you will become a thinker. If you have, okay, all those skills will come if you continue reading. And reading simultaneously will give you an important skill in English. And those who have reading skills will have much better employment opportunities than people who do not have reading ability. And the last skill is, as I told you in the beginning, is the most challenging skill, that is writing. And I would tell you that writing is the most neglected skill in our education system. Okay, that is, we have not been given enough chances in our education system for independent writing. Of course, you are writing notes, dictated by your teachers. You are copying from your books. You are doing so much. But how many times in your schooling where your teacher asked you to write something on your own? Okay, this something on your own is the real writing. Okay, copying is not real writing. Okay, so handwriting is involved in writing, but real writing is thinking about something, converting it into ideas. Okay, it may even be a letter that you're writing to someone. Okay, you have to think, form ideas and convert it into proper sentences. Okay, so this is the way in which you have to write. So the simplest way to practice writing is that keep a journal. Okay, journal means you keep a separate notebook exclusively for yourself. At the end of every day, you record what has happened to you that particular day in the form of a paragraph. Don't write in the form of bullet points, but write in the form of a paragraph. You can keep record of what is happening to you. Now, this will help you in so many ways. One is you will remember so many things, and your memory power will increase. Okay, and this remembering will also make you conscious of what you did and what you did not do, how you spend the time. Okay, because Sar has read the Surah Al-Asr. There's a very famous statement about time. Quran is talking about time. Allah is talking about time. Man is very much careless about time, how precious time is. Okay, so when you write your own, shall we say, what happened to you every day, you will definitely understanding how you have spent time, how much of time you have spent on your smartphone, how much of time you have spent time in front of your TV, how much of time you have spent in front of talking to others, discussing with people, with your friends, or playing or engaging in some physical exercises. All those things you can mark. Okay, you will be conscious of yourself, you will be watching yourself. If you write something every day, it is something like an introspection. Every day you watch yourself, you can see how you are progressing or how you are deteriorating. You can watch yourself. Okay, but at the same time you will also be learning the art of writing. Okay, so if you are able to write error-free English letters and paragraphs, you are at the level of undergraduate. If you are not able to write that, even now, even after completing 14 years of English language learning, if you are not able to do that, it indicates that there is something wrong with the way in which you have learned the language. You have to correct it. You have to take some remedial measures. Okay, so these are the things. What I wanted to tell at the end is that only conscious effort will get you results. Okay, you have to keep on watching yourself. You are your own best critic. Now you have become an adult. If something goes wrong with you, you are responsible. Okay, keep on watching yourself. Okay, keep an eye on yourself. Before you go to bed, think what you did that particular day, how you spent that particular day. So this will remind you about your necessity to work, necessity to change your attitude, necessity to change your work culture. All those things, keep on watching yourself, and your growth is your responsibility now. After 3 years of graduation, you must be ready to join a company or some firm for a job, or you must be able to go for higher studies. Okay, all this will be possible only if you put in effort from now on. I wish you all the very best. I extend a very warm welcome to you, to New College, on behalf of the Internal Quality Assurance Cell. We are the people who are taking care of the quality initiatives of the college. On behalf of IQAC, I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you. You can always approach me. I will either be in the English department or in the IQAC. You can ask me for any doubts or clarifications. I want to tell you one last thing, that make good use of your teachers. I told you that the most qualified department in this college, the entire faculty holds the highest degree, that is doctorate degree in their subject. What more do you want? You have come to the best place. Make use of it. Best wishes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Arabic. Sir, I sincerely thank you for accepting our invitation and giving the students a very essential lecture on the importance of English, learning English, and you have highlighted the ways to improve the language skills. Especially, you have highlighted on listening, speaking, and reading and writing. And thank you very much, sir. I hope that the students will definitely they will follow the way that you have highlighted. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Jazakumullah khairan. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Tamim. Thank you.